Just a quick one today. It's a Roberts R727 that I've been working on today. I've done quite a few things. I've changed a few caps inside, and the drawback was, whilst I was doing it, I thought I was videoing it and showing you what I'd done. However, I'd obviously not pressed record, so I'd quite happily been talking to myself for about an hour and a half. But I've done all sorts of things to this today. I've sorted the tuning out. Again, it was bad caps inside. I've replaced those. It tunes really well now. But when I first got this was the car boot purchase from this last Sunday. Cost me £2. It was originally red and an awful dirty colour because it had been not looked after. Probably never cleaned. If I show you the original covering, none of that would come off. I tried all sorts of things to try and make it look even marginally better. There's another, and the last one was the one where the Roberts logo was. I don't know what it is, but whatever it was anyway, it had gone into the leather and or the leatherette, and I couldn't get it out. So I've ended up recovering this one in a really nice textured suede. It's really quite nice. I wasn't too sure at first. I wasn't too sure what material I'd got suitable for covering one of these, because I've not recovered one of these for a good long while. I have got some rolls of vinyl, but I know particularly sorting these corners out with vinyl's really tricky. It can be done, but it's a right royal pain. So in the absence of any material, I popped out to one of our local charity shops and picked up a suede. It was a table runner for the princely sum of 50p. I'm really pleased with that, and came home and measured up and cut it up and recovered the radio. It took a while to get done properly. I can still see there's the odd strand here and there. Grab some scissors and just cut that one off. Yeah, there's the odd strand here and there, but I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. It's really quite nice. If I give you a different angle on that, it's really nice texture. I know you can get some of the Revival R250s in suede, you know, from the factory, but they seem to be few and far between. I've got a blue one, which is suede, but that's up in a box up in the loft, and that'll never see the light of day till my son's old enough to appreciate what it is, and it might have a value by then. But this one, it's a Roberts R727 5-band radio, 1 long, 1 medium, 2 shortwave and 1 FM. Everything works on there now. I've cleaned the volume pots. I took those to pieces whilst I was inside. I was hoping to have caught all that on the video that I ended up not doing, just because I didn't pay any attention. I thought I'd pressed the record button and I didn't. So apologies for that. But if I select the FM and the
Frida Martin, so
it does sound
a huge pleasure
really
to award the Sarah for the best ever son-in-law award.
If I just disconnect everything, I'll give you a walk around what I've done at the moment. Still one or two things that I've got to do. I took off the baffle plate at the back and broke it whilst I was doing it. You can see the corners are broken off there. I have got another one, but it's fitted to a different case, and the case is really good, so I don't want to risk breaking it, so I'll just wait until I get another scrapper in to try and be a bit more careful taking it off. If I show you around the back, that's where the baffle should go, but I've left that pretty much as is for the moment. But I've got the power shroud back on, and the power supply inside's done. It's all nice and neat and tidy all the way around the edges. I've cleaned up the arms on the handle. They were particularly pitted and rusty. If I think on, I'll dig out a picture of the before I did it, and then you can judge for yourself how bad it actually was. But the teak ends have cleaned up really quite well. I'm out of Danish oil though, so I've ordered some from a popular site that sounds a lot similar to a rainforest, and that should be here tomorrow. Uniquely to this, somebody has previously put in a socket for an external aerial and a jack socket for separate audio. I've checked them and they work absolutely fine. The R727's aerial, it's quite a big aerial anyway, and it's got a really good reception, but with the external aerial it really pops. So there we go. As I said, short one today. It's a Roberts R727 that's had a complete overhaul that I thought I was videoing, so I ended up having not pressed the record button and talking to myself for an hour and a half. Whether I've learnt anything along the way, apart from pressing the record button next time, so you can see what I'm doing. You could have seen me doing the caps, you could have seen me, for instance, taking the volume pot to pieces to clean it, to put it back together again. But yeah, perhaps next time. I think one of the hardest things to actually do, it wasn't actually covering it, you know, and it wasn't putting it back together, and it wasn't the caps or the volume pot. It was the actual rotary control here. It got years and years and years of skin, and I'd soaked it, and that didn't help. I'd soaked it with and brushed it with a toothbrush. Hadn't really budged much, so I sat there for a good 10 or 15 minutes with a tiny little pin, and each one of the lines all the way around the volume switch, sorry, the tuning control, I cleaned them out and then toothbrushed it, and it came up really quite nice and shiny all the way around again. Not a huge value really to the R727, but it does sound particularly good. I've got another 727 to have a look at shortly, and I've also got a 747 to have a look at, so hopefully next time I'll remember to press record. Thanks very much, catch you next time.